Hello, this is Warhammer Workshop, and here is my Let's Paint Freeguild Screaming Man Part 1. It's taken from the Giant set, and cannot be bought any other way, I believe. I'm going to be painting him as a desert dweller, and have him running away from lizardmen / Seraphon on my Seraphon desert diorama. On screen you can see the completed Screaming Sandman, as I call him. I will now go through the entire process in 2 parts. This part will deal with the start of the process to the scarf I sculpted, and part 2 will deal with the painting process. Here is a picture of the model before any work was done. There is also a zoomed in picture of his face so you can see the original sculpt. He had a hat, a few hanging pieces of cloth down his cheeks / neck, and a collar with 2 stitches. First, once I knew I was going to make him a desert dweller, which was almost instantly, because the diorama informed this decision, I then looked at reference photos of desert people, focusing on the robes or forbs as they are called, and scarves known as kiefer. On screen are a few pictures along with a Lord of the Rings picture, of course. Notice that most are white or blue, although red scarves are common as well, and some tribes are famous for black robes. It's only natural that you would have blues and reds since they complement beige white. It's common to see blues and oranges with white robes as well, since this ensures you stand out in the desert. I then created a few colour schemes using an Imperial Guard. I know that I want white / beige robes and a dark purple scarf / headpiece, so I can put almost everything else out of my mind. The red zones denote elements I want. I then created the completed colour scheme. The robes will be light beige, the boots dark beige, and the scarf dark purple. I also gave him nice brown skin. It's a type 5 skin tone, or 4, depending on the scale you use. Type 3 and 4 are very common across the globe. However, type 5 really only comes from the eastern world, with focus on the southern. So I'm going for a type 5 of some variation between dark olive and brown, which is a light African tone, also Arabic and otherwise. The brown also wonderfully balances the whites and purple. These skin tones tend to have yellowish undertones, but can be any, and whites can have yellowish undertones as well. I think I'll be going for a warm undertone, that of yellowish. Before I started work on the scarf using yellow and grey 2-part milliput, I looked at some reference photos to GW Lord of the Rings headpieces and green stuff scarves. And here is my paint station ready to go. You can see 2 plastic gloves, but I actually ended up using a blue glove and kept my other hand free so I could hold the miniature. And here is the completed milliput scarf / headpiece I sculpted. It's next to a picture of the original so you can see the difference. It was my first time using milliput, and I believe only my second time using any kind of putty. I think it took me 30 minutes or more. It's a very good product and was quite an experience. Although the scarf is far from perfect, I'm happy with the way it turned out. It dried pretty well without cracking or shrinking, and it's rock hard so it's easy to paint without any problems. Also, I let it dry for around 12 hours. As you can see, I had to put it into the grips on my magnifying glass thing, and to make sure the teeth don't dig into the plastic, I use a towel, which I normally use to wipe my brushes on. And that brings us to the end of part 1. I will see you in part 2 for the painting and completed model. Well, that is all for this video. Thank you for watching.